Okay, let's take a look at question 2 on tutorial 4. Consider a 9-month forward contract on a stock with price 10 quid. So we have S0 is 10 quid. The risk-free rate is 13%. Suppose that the forward price is 11 quid and the short selling requires a 25% security deposit, attracting some interest, 6%. So the price of the forward is 11 quid. And those other details, maybe I'll just highlight them, come back to them when I'm ready. So 25% security deposit on a short sell. And 6%, attracting 6%. And that's continuous. Okay, so part A, is there an arbitrage opportunity? So first thing we should do is calculate the theoretical forward price. Okay, so let's do that from time 0, which we're assuming is now, up to expiry. Are we told expiry? Oh yeah, expiry is here in 9 months. The value, the theoretical or the fair value, is S0 e to the RT, which is 10 quid times by the risk-free rate. So E risk-free rate 9/12. Okay, so the theoretical value of the forward contract, by my calculation, is about £11.02. Okay, so what does this tell us about the stock? Well, this is clearly bigger than 11 quid, what it should be. Okay, so the reason why it's so big is because S0 is a little high. So this suggests that the share price today is potentially overpriced. So this suggests that S0 is potentially overpriced. Okay, so it's not as simple as a 2p profit here. There's some other details we need to deal with. If we can do some shorting, then there's some deposit required, and that's attracting some interest, which is much lower than the risk-free rate. So we need to work through the numbers here. Is there an arbitrage opportunity available? Well, let's follow the usual strategy and see what happens. Okay, so the stock we think is overpriced, so we should short sell it. So we short sell a share for the price today, £10. And if we're shorting the stock, we need to do the opposite with the forwards to remove any risks coming from market volatility. So we're going to buy the forwards, but firstly, let's just read this. Suppose that the forward is 11 quid and shorting requires. So we got some details to process here. So we have 25% deposit. So if we're short selling, so suppose the forward is £11 and short selling requires a 25% security deposit per annum with continuous compounding. Okay, so we have 25% held in deposit. at 6% per annum from the short in, and the remaining 75% that we collect from the short, we should invest at the higher rate, the risk-free rate of 13%. Which is held over 9 months. Okay. So that's the short selling side of the stock done. Take a long position in the 9-month forward contract with the delivery price of £11. Okay, so that's times 0, accounting for all those fiddly details we've showed in the stock. Okay, so we let some time pass by. So 9/12 of a year. So how much money do we have from our investment? Well, we receive some investment proceeds. Let's calculate that. So we have 25% held of the £10, compounding at 6% continuously for 9 months, and the 75% of the £10 compounding at the higher rate of 13%, and that again is for 9 months. So let's check this in the calculator. I haven't done it yet. Okay, drop all these numbers in. I make this £10.88 and drop the calculator. Okay, so that deals with the short and the investment we made and the return we had on that. We now need to close that short, and we're going to do that using the forward contract. So close the short on the stock using the forward contract for £11, and the conclusion we can see is not ideal for an investor. There's a loss of 12p. Okay, so if we go back to the question, is there an arbitrage opportunity? The answer, no. There's no, in the sense that there's no arbitrage opportunities available. Okay, so that deals with part A. Part B. What is the smallest rate of D for which there is arbitrage opportunities? Okay, this needs some thought. So let me think about this. So part B, well, we need the investment proceeds to exceed the fair value of the forward. So if we take 25% of the short, invest that at rate D, we don't know what D is, we know all the other numbers, and the 75% that's going in at the market rate, which is 13%. We need this to exceed the fair value of the short, of the forward, I mean. Okay, so if we rearrange for D, okay, so D is in here. So actually what we have is E to D times T must be bigger than the fair value of the forwards, subtract 75% of the share price compounded times T, and I want to divide all of this by 25% of the share price today. Is that right? So that goes over, that goes under. It's much harder to do on this tablet. Yep. Okay, so the value of D should be bigger than 1 over T log of that value. And if we drop all the numbers in, okay, put these into the calculator, let's do it. Okay, the fair value is that 75% S0, divide all that by that, divide by T. On my calculation, I make that 11.8%. Okay, so for any value larger than 11.8%, arbitrage opportunities exist. And that completes question 2.